People don't realize what we have actually done. You and I and others who participated in some of the actions that are considered extremely disrespectful and insulting to Islam, like the drawing cartoons, I don't know, making songs. But you and I, we did the whole Quran ripping things and projects like that. Um, it's I feel like we ourselves are not even aware sometimes of the thing that we are doing by doing that, the change that we are creating by just doing that. We are causing a massive change in the Islamic sentiment in only a few years by defiantly ripping up the Quran, disrespecting the Quran whenever we are disrespected or something like that. The first time we did that, there was a massive outcry. People went nuts over it. I remember my video getting spammed and going viral and being attacked by, I don't know, Indonesian, Malaysian Muslims and things like that, getting all kinds of threats. No, now nobody cares when we do it. Nobody cares.
No one notices.
It's not brought up. Nobody even notices, and that is the fantastic.
We've trained them. We've trained them. We've made them get used to it.
Yes,
You're right. It's all these things play a role, and people don't see it, but we're kind of systematic, right? And that we'll examine a dawah lie, something that is giving them this false confidence in Islam. We'll examine it, and it's just we understand. Okay, that has spread to over 1 billion people who take it seriously. It's going to be some work to get past that. And so we'll just be relentless and people are coming. So you can take something as an example. 20 years ago, there's this myth of perfect preservation. There's never been a single letter's difference between any two Quran manuscripts anywhere in the history of the Quran. It's completely false. I mean, insanely false, ridiculously false. But that's what was preached to Muslims. And so most Muslims aren't listening to us. So how do we actually undermine that? Well, we just got to be relentless, and people are coming at it in completely different directions. There's some of us are showing Muslim sources which talk about changes in the Quran and verses being eaten by a sheep and large passages coming up missing. Some people are going through the manuscripts and like Dan Brubaker and so on. He's putting manuscripts side by side, saying this is not that. This is different. These are different. So he's pointing those things out and so on. And then Hatun showing up to Speaker's Corner with 26 different Arabic Qurans. And she said, point to any two of these. I will show you differences between them. And then you get the attempt to rescue and salvage the view. And Muhammad Hijab gets Sheikh Yasser Qadi on there. Then you get the holes in the narrative interview. And it's like it all comes together and the claim collapses. Now you'll still occasionally see people online, but I used to hear that like 50 times a day. Now I hear it like once a month about the perfect preservation of the Quran. And it's someone who hasn't been paying attention. Same thing with the scientific miracles. They spent decades with these scientific miracles and having their people like go through the Quran and anything they can twist into a scientific miracle, put it out there because people are just eating it up. And Zakir Naik's going out there and putting it all over the world and convincing all these people there's scientific miracles. So what do? We're just got to be relentless and keep coming after it, keep coming after it, keep coming after it. And eventually, even Ali Dawa, okay, it's all absolute nonsense. And so it breaks, but that's the pattern. It's lie, they lie. And then we spend a couple decades dealing with it, and then it finally collapses. But notice it all eventually collapses. And the rate at which these things collapse seems to be accelerating because more and more people are like their confidence in the Dawah guys is being shaken simultaneously. Once you find out that Dawah guy lied to you about perfect preservation, and he lied to you about the scientific miracles in the Quran and so on, then the next thing he's saying, well, we become more believable because we're the ones telling them the truth all along. We were telling them the truth. Their Dawah guys were lying. And what seemed crazy for a while is the Dawah guys would finally admit that it was all a lie, in which actually shows that we were right. But people would go right back to the same Dawah guys and continue believing them. It's like insane, but it's clearly shaking their confidence. But anyway, guys, so yes, it's systematic. You know what's going on this year? We're going to crush the Quran on the crucifixion of Jesus. Watch it happen. It's all happening this year. And more recently, if you look at the past couple of years, they started defending child marriage. Why? 15 years ago, no, that's a lie. Islam doesn't teach that. Now they're all shouting it from the rooftops. Why? We forced them into defending it. We turned it into a main objection against Islam. And we didn't let them lie about it, and now they actually are forced into defending. We're like taking little pieces of Islam, left and right, right? It's like, and we're taking another little piece of it, and we're taking another little piece of it, and then snatching another little piece of it. And then so, yeah, this year, we're going to see how long it takes. We're going to crush what the Quran says about the crucifixion, or at least crush what Islam believes about what the Quran says. Then it's going to be getting them to acknowledge that the Quran affirms the Bible. Then it's going to be the collapse of the claim that Muhammad is in the Bible. It's watch it happen. It's all here.
I want to get back to doing the whole name of Allah thing once again, and hammer on that.
We should revisit that. We should watch your video and discuss the points.
We shall.
We should do that in a live stream.
We shall.
So anyway, all right. Well, yeah, we should jump into